Mm, is romance your favorite genre?
No, actually, it's the opposite. I like um comedy or mystery uh stories, but lately I'm enjoying this kind of romance, but I prefer another kind of stories.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you. Mhm. So I don't know. Last time you were not on the class. So are you ready with your homework one?
yes,
Okay,
mhm.
let's listen to you, please.
I wrote a storytelling um, of the cars. Uh, Once a time, there was a fast red car. His name was Lady McQueen. Has a young, fast, and wanted the best to be the best. He didn't care about friends, and one day he got lost in a small town called Radiator Springs. There he met new characters, Sally and Doug Hudson. They were keen and funny. Lightning learned that winning as eventing isn't eventing. He learned to value of the friendship, respect, and teamwork. In the end, he changed. He become a better car, not more fast, but also all skin. Is a story with a fun plot, grand performance, and happy ending.
Okay, thank you. Is it your favorite animated film, or you have others your favorite?
Is my top three. My favorite is King Lion King,
Mm-hmm.
and second Cars, and three Tarzán. No sé si se llama igual en inglés.
Mm-hmm. Tarzan. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Lily, your question, please.
Um, who is your favorite character?
Mm, my favorite character is McQueen, and so I like Mate.
Mm, thank you. Fabian, your question.
Uh, what is your uh, favorite moment the movie?
Mm, okay. I think mm, uh, when he mm, no sé cómo decir cuando se da cuenta.
When he realized.
Realize we need teamwork for the winning the cup.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
You're
Very
welcome.
interesting. Fabian, do you have your story?
Yes, yes. Um, but I really like a trilogy of books. Is Insignia. Is of is of by is J. Kin is a very extended plot, exciting plot with with lot of action and an expert twist. The main hero or the main hero is Tom Rhinos. Is smart and brave, and I like how the he grows tall. How the story es como que crece en la historia. No sé si cómo se pronuncia ese.
How the story grows, develops.
Okay, okay. The other characters are also interesting and funny, and their teamwork makes the story even better. I also enjoyed the ending of the H books. It's always maybe made me want to read next one. The story is set in future work and virtual reality and space battles, with a which make it feel like a mix between a book and a TV show. It's one of my favorite stories because it's exciting, and full of surprise.
Okay, what's the genre of this book? Is it a science fiction?
Yes, it's a science fiction and apocalypse future.
Mm-hmm. Future. Okay, thank you. Lily, please, your question.
Did you like the ending of the books?
Yes, in it's a three books. Try three books. In the first book, I read the book and the ending is very interesting. Is I usually reading the last page um because um is a form no sé cómo se diría como curiosidad
Curiosity.
curiosity for the finish uh, when when I when he the ah uh, uh,
And is it a happy ending?
uh, the first book no, but the pre-book is the final book is good ending.
Okay, thank you. And Juan, your question, please.
Okay. Uh, what is the favorite genre in the book?
¿Cuál es mi género favorito, no? ¿De libros?
Yes.
Okay. Is science fiction, uh, maybe technology or history uh, novels, maybe, or a little romance. No, no recuerdo ahorita cómo se pronuncia como juvenil o romance juvenil.
Yeah, juvenile romance. Try to
Yo-
avoid the Spanish, no Spanish. Mm-hmm. Juvenile romance. Okay.
okay.
And is it a romance, this book? It has it some romance?
This book, no, but actually I read a book. Is a juvenile romance. and it's very interesting. Is the book the last one? Um, I say on our other day, I say the this book.
Okay. So you haven't finished it yet. You're still reading, yeah? Mm-hmm. So, and today also it's a reading topic. So we will read the article. What is the main topic? We have three options. So after we will have read it, we will discuss. So we have three options. One, ways in which storytelling has changed over time. Differences in the way different cultures tell stories, and how heroes are different in traditional and modern stories. So the article, as far as I understood, on page 25. And let's divide it. So the first part for Lily, please. Well, since the beginning until here.
In December 2019, researchers in Indonesia found a cave with paintings on its walls. The paintings were 40,000 years old. The researchers realized that this was the earliest story ever told through art. Storytelling is as old as language. Stories are everywhere and in every culture. India, China, and Mexico all have their own versions of the fairy tale Cinderella. People in the Middle East have told the story of Little Red Riding Hood for 1,000 years. Australian First Nation people tell stories about how the first people sang the world into existence. Good stories last forever because they entertain us and teach us important life lessons. They slow that they show that there are good and bad people, dangers, problems, and solutions. Stories often help us to see ourselves more clearly and to see how we can become better people.
Very good. Culture is like the sound culture. Mm. Oh, here is the sound Australian culture, Australian. Here, let's try not to divide to like is as old as, no. Let's to try to read it like in a full line. Storytelling is as old as language. It's difficult, yeah. Storytelling is as old as language. Is as old as language. Is as old as language. Okay, very good. Juan, please, from here until I don't know, until here, please. It's too much. No, wait. I don't know. I can't divide it into the middle. Well, until here.
Okay. Uh, Stories have always been important, but the ways we tell them have changed through time. Before the development and writing, people told their stories aloud. The written and books come along and changed all that. Now with virtual reality and gaming technology, stories are more interactive than before. The players help to create a story. They choose names for the heroes and they set where characters go, what they do, and who they interact with on other characters. Video games and online are a way for us to become storytellers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but is the sound but.
Okay.
Allowed, allowed. Changed, changed. Um, choose, they choose names. Characters. It's like exception. Some words with ch we read like like chemistry, character. Us. It's Okay, so but allowed, changed, choose, characters, us. It's a very interesting idea. I've never thought about that. That really nowadays we can be storytellers, just playing some games and so on. Fabian, please.
Video games are the world's most popular form of entertainment, bigger than films or TV shows, and their popularity grows every year. It's it seems that we're all enjoying taking control and getting involved in stories rather than just reading or watching them. Human are the history ending animal. The things we love about story don't change. An exciting plot, interesting characters, and great hero o humor. No sé cómo se pronuncia ese.
No
Hum-
Spanish.
o-
Human.
Humor in comedies, fear in horror films, and maybe a happy ending. New technologies have brought exciting new ways to tell the story, and no doubt storytelling will continue to change and develop in the future.
Okay, future. Yeah, future. Very good to mind the intonation. So we put the intonation down. For example, humans are the storytelling animal. Yeah, so we don't keep it on the same line. Like humans are the storytelling animal. The things we love about stories don't change. So usually in every phrase we need to find some the most important words, and we can accent them a little. For example, humans are the storytelling animal. And then the next one, for example, we search the most important words. I believe that the things maybe we love, I know, stories, change, exciting, no? Of course, it's difficult to think while you are reading in the process, but anyway, and then we like put down the intonation. The things we love about stories don't change. An exciting plot, interesting characters, a great hero, humor in comedies, fear in horror films, and maybe a happy ending. New technologies have brought exciting new ways to tell stories, and no doubt storytelling will continue to change and develop in the future. It's like a little different intonation than in Spanish we have. Okay, so what's the main topic? Ways in which storytelling has changed over time, differences in the way different cultures tell stories, or how heroes are different in different cultures.
One.
I think one, no, ways in which storytelling has changed over the time. So first they explained to us that even 40,000 years ago, through painting, we could find some stories, no? And then, of course, the books, and now even video games. Through video games and virtual reality, we can be a storyteller, we can create stories. So, storytelling has changed over time. So, let's take the ideas that I mentioned. Storytelling is a very old art. Storytelling is a very old art. So what it can be. This one, no, that 40, oh, it's so bright. 40,000 years ago, the earliest story, yeah, ever told through art. So the next one, we can learn a lot from stories. So find the proof in the text. We can learn a lot from stories. Mhm. Do the stories teach us? And
Uh,
what?
with stories last forever because is a age is import inflation.
Okay. Where is it?
Three.
Have always important.
Uh,
Mhm. Well, yeah, but I think it's something about how was it? That what can we learn? I think it's here, no?
Yes.
yeah. Uh-huh, yes.
They teach us life important lessons. That they exist good, bad people, dangers, problems, solutions. It's like starting from fairy tales, moving to some books, no classical stories. We always know that people they face some problems. It can be the problem in himself, not some obstacles or some outside problems like poverty, bad people, and so on, misfortune. Schools don't usually teach fairy tales. This I don't remember. What was about the schools? I have no idea. Well, let me to know if you found it. People who play video games help create the story.
Video games and online media are a way for us to become storytellers.
And the players help to create the story also. That you mentioned. It's here. Well, all this, no? Okay. Next one. Technology has changed the way we tell stories.
Mm. Yes, and with virtual reality and gaming technology.
Stories are more interactive than before. Okay. Well, all that passage. Writers spend a lot of time writing TV shows.
Uh,
That wasn't no in the text. Don't remember. I think some of them not in the text. Okay, take the ideas that are mentioned. So Well, that wasn't mentioned about the schools, and this also. Some stories remain popular for a long time.
Storytelling is as old as language.
Okay. They're everywhere, and so on. Okay. So that too, they were not mentioned. So let's discuss the questions. Do you agree that good stories last forever? Can you think of any old stories that have lasted a long time? Well, I agree. No, I think some examples of fairy tales, like they say here, a little Red Riding Hood and so on. I can say that all classical fairy tales they are good because, for example, for me, a little Red Riding Hood. mm, like it's not a good example of maybe a good brave character speaking about the girl. No, she was just too naive. Yeah, but that story teaches us, or maybe children, yeah, that they exist bad people, no, and dangers, and maybe we can't trust so easily, no, to some things that come to us and look very tempting, maybe. Other good stories, fairy tale stories. I don't know. Even there are a lot, of course. Well, in my culture, there is one. The name is Maroska. Yeah, it's about one girl who was living as a like second child in the family. She had a stepmother, no, and a stepsister. And after the death of her father, of course, they started to treat her very bad and so on. And she was doing the hardest work at the house. And it was winter, very cold, and they sent her to the forest for, I think they wanted to get rid of her, something like that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, they sent her to the forest to find something that didn't exist in winter, like some flowers that you could find only in spring. So when she came, she knew that it was useless and she wouldn't find them. So she just sat down and, I don't know, was crying, was waiting. And it came a kind of spirit of the forest. His name was Maros. Yeah, it's kind of, let's say, Santa Claus now, but it's not. It's like a winter himself itself. So he started to speak with the girl, but she was very polite. And when he was asking her if she really felt cold, she was saying that no, it's okay, don't worry, and so on. And he decided to help her, to save her. So he gave her these flowers what she was searching, and also a lot of, I don't know, treasure, jewelry, and so on. And she returned very happy and rich to home. Of course, her stepmother and her stepsister, they were very envious, and her stepmother sent the stepsister the same to the forest, but she wasn't polite. I know it was also some moments like this girl needed to live for 1 week in his house, and she was cleaning and cooking and things like that. And he saw that she's a very hardworking, good, honest girl, and for that reason, he gave all these treasures to her. And another girl, she wasn't like that. She was very lazy and very rude. And at the end, um, he gave her nothing, or he gave something, but when she brought it home, it just disappeared. So that kind of stories, they teach you that the most important to be like polite, to be modest, hardworking, and these things. And having these qualities, you will be appreciated anyway, and you will get something that you are trying to know. Like the things they won't arrive so easily if you just want them. No, you need to be a certain kind of a person, no, to get something. So this type of stories, I believe they are good stories and they teach you something. Hmm. Okay, so I start to speak too much. Lily, what about you? Do you agree that good stories last forever? And do you know one?
Yes, I think good stories can last forever. We usually still listening stories from our grandparents. So that is proof that good stories can pass for generations. So um, I just know like the classic stories, for example, of the brothers Grimm's, like Hansel and Gretel, Cinderella, Snow White, and stories like that ones. But in Mexico, we also have like horror stories like La Llorona and things like that, or El Chupacabras. So it's a different kind of stories, but also are stories that have been in Mexican culture for a lot of time.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Do you believe that horror stories they teach you also something?
I have never experienced something like paranormal or like that, but I prefer to be like uh skeptic about that.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. Juan, do you agree that good stories last forever? And do you think, do you know one old story that exists for a long time?
Mhm. I agree uh, uh, because and some moment in the story is interesting. And for example, for me, I like the stories of my grandparents from when they live on the ranch with my uncles, and they tell uh, who living very different from today, and the difference the city to the ranch.
Mhm. Okay, so they are true stories now, and true stories they can teach you more sometimes. Hmm. Fabian, and you, do you agree with this statement?
Um, yes, maybe, and maybe with my parents, with grandparents in any Christmas when I children in Christmas they uh, I don't remember pronunciation regalo
Gift, yeah,
gift,
present gift.
okay, gift is a gift give me Mickey Mouse uh, is maybe 1 meter is tall for children 5, 6 years.
Mhm.
It's a special story for me, l- and last, maybe with my mom, say this history, and it's a beautiful story, or maybe, uh it's a beautiful history.
Mhm. Okay, and this story, it will remain for a
Mm,
lot of time. No, you can continue telling it to your children, and it's like a family story. Hmm. And number two, what types of storytelling do you like the best and why? Which do you like least? From the box: books, films, theater performances, TV shows, video games. Um, well, TV shows, they mean some kind of series, no? I don't know. I can't choose really one, the best for me. I believe books because for me it's like the origin story, no? From the book, people make movies, films, TV shows, video games sometimes, of course, sometimes not. Theater performances. So I think it's like the most classical way, no? The book. And I like it because it's kind of mm, you don't need a lot to for read a book. No, you can read it anywhere. It can be a paper, yeah, book. It can be some digital, but you don't need a special. Well, sometimes a special equipment. If it's digital, then yes. You don't need to go to a special place like for a theater performance. You need to go to the theater. Let's say that, no. So for this reason, I like it. The best, I can say that it's the best. It can tells us the better stories than another things. Maybe not. It can be an excellent theater performance, or I don't play so much video games, but before I used to do it, and some video games they really have a very impressive stories, plot. Yeah, the least I can mention video games just because I don't play them anymore. Before I used to play some of them. So maybe. But like I say, if we are talking just about the plot, the story, so any of these types of storytelling can tell us a very good story and can touch us, no, influence on us somehow. Mhm. Lily, what do you think? What types of storytelling do you like the best and the least you don't like? I mean, you like the least.
Um, I think the best ones for me are probably TV shows and theater performances and books and video games. Almost everything. Um, and the least one will be films or movies because I usually don't like to be like uh a lot of time in front of the TV. So if the movie don't get my attention, um, it's going to be like boring for me. So I don't like to see movies a lot. I prefer to watch TV shows because I think I can um, enjoy more the time. If I want to stop, I can just stop and see another thing and then go back to see the same show. Um, and video games, my boyfriend really like video games, so he sometimes plays some video games and I watch him playing. So he usually um, start telling me the story of the video game, and sometimes it's interesting. So I like video games too. but I don't play video games. I just see my boyfriend playing. And yeah, that's it.
That's very romantic. Watching your boyfriend play. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. Juan, and you, what do you think?
Mm, I like films and their performs because I consider myself a more visual person, and like less are video games because I never like to play uh, games of the history, uh, and maybe the books because I read a lot technical topics in the university. I think a little bored of the books.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. Well, I'm sure Fabian thinks different. Yeah, he likes books more. So, Fabian, what's your favorite storytelling type of
Mm,
story?
my favorite is books, video games, and films. Um, I read a lot. Films. I I sometimes see films, but usually prefer listening and the films. Uh, why? Because usually uh, I do any, and I like listen some, but I don't can I can't say, but listen.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
And
uh
I'm sorry. Uh-huh.
ah, and video games. With my friends usually uh, play a lot, but usually it's a multiplayer games. But um, when I only alone, usually play history. I I say campaña. I don't
Mhm.
know pronunciation in English.
Well, me neither. I mean, yeah, I understand companion.
Main history maybe.
Okay.
Eh,
Maybe
uh,
Lily knows when she's playing, watching her boyfriend play. No, Lily?
uh,
No.
Okay.
uh, and I the like last is the theater performance. Um, I go maybe two or three theaters, but I I like, but usually I sleepy or is boring for me.
Okay. Well, I was trying to find, I think it's the same campaign, but yeah, I will check. I will try to check again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the theater performance is, I don't know, I don't sleep, but I used a lot to go when I was at school. But when I went 2 times to opera, it's a lot of music, and people say that the classical music influences us in a different way. It makes our brain to work a lot, and it's like too much tension to our brain, too much information to our brain. All this classical music, for this reason, people are sleeping there, not because they are bored, just because it puts you to sleep. And I never believed that. I was thinking like, nah, It's like very weird, no? Just someone really wants to sleep and he sleeps. But no, when I went to opera 2 times, both times I started to sleep, and of course I didn't expect that from me, but it's a very interesting reaction from our body. I think it's normal. Okay, and the homework, it will be about types of films, the vocabulary. It's page 137. Match the sentences with the pictures. It's very easy. And also answer the questions. Can you think of an example of each type of film? So you need to think one action film, one adventure film, one comedy. And which 3 types do you like the best? You explain why. And which do you never watched? Maybe you never watched mm, I know, a horror film. It can be strange, no? But maybe. Okay. So that's it for today. We see each other on Tuesday. Have a nice weekend. Good night.
Mm.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
teacher. Thank you.